Many pollutants, those things that have an undesirable effect on the environment, are a result of the chemical industry, and it's pretty important that we understand their effects, which eventually lead to our health. So let's look at two different scenarios. Hopefully you already know the correct way to dispose of organic compounds. Pretty much nothing goes down the sink as it eventually ends up in our waterways, and the toxic nature of these wastes affects the plant and animals who rely on these waterways. However, when dealing with inorganic chemicals, these tend to be produced on an industrial scale, regardless of who's using it. The issues tends to arise through chemical spills due to production, storage, or transportation. It's another reason why we should have highly trained workers in these industries. Not too long ago, a significant spill of firefighting foam at Brisbane Airport contaminated nearby waterways, killing fish and prompting warnings to recreational anglers. However, the death of many marine organisms, including fish, within the airport's boundaries were linked to the spill. Fortunately, they managed to clean up the spill before it spread downstream. But yeah, people were advised not to consume seafood caught in the area. But it's this fire retardant that's used in numerous air bases, and it has been linked to the contamination of soil and groundwater, which could have adverse effects to the locals in the area. Another scenario is the pollution from fertilizers. A key ingredient to fertilizers is the concentration of nitrate and phosphate ions. However, the ratio of nitrogen to phosphorus is known to have an impact on the growth of aquatic algae. Evidence seems to be mounting that the total phosphorus level rather than the N to P ratio being more significant. Anyways, if too much of your NPK is used, a lot of it runs off and often ends up in lakes and rivers. The process in which these bodies of water become enriched with phosphates and nitrates is known as eutrophication. Under ideal conditions, and if the concentration of these become too high, an algae bloom, which is just a rapid algae growth, can be set off, and the surface of rivers and other waterways can be covered by this algae. In extreme cases, you get a thick blanket. Algae blooms can make the water unusable for humans or livestock, and the excess algae consume oxygen from the water, causing the death of fish and other aerobic organisms. The uncontrolled growth of algae leads to the depletion of the phosphates. The algae die and are decomposed by aerobic bacteria, and more oxygen is consumed. Anaerobic decomposition finally occurs, releasing toxic substances like methane and hydrogen sulfides. This is not very ideal for human use. Anyways, it's why fertilizer use is regulated.